Hello everyone, welcome back to another devlog of my indie game Too Far Too Late. If you're new here, in this game you build an outpost on the moon and help your colony to survive and grow. In this video I'll be talking about the new functionalities and improvements that have been developed since the last devlog, and more precisely, the farming gameplay. Since the last devlog, I could escape the daily routine for a bit and travel in South America. I took a break from the development of my game and could enjoy some beautiful beaches and discover new places. It doesn't mean that nothing was happening. On the contrary, it was the opportunity to seek help in updating some of the game's assets. During my break, I was in contact with a talented 3D designer who helped me to optimize the meshes and textures of the main construction elements. Some of the 3D elements I created were not optimized as they could be. So, to make the most of my time, I decided to prioritize these optimizations with the help of the 3D designer. It was easy to communicate remotely, and we were able to work together even on the go. These optimizations have resulted in significant improvements to the performance of the game. By simplifying the most frequently used elements, the game's FPS in a big base went from 40 to more than 100 FPS. Also, another improvement that could be easily accomplished was the implementation of LOD. LOD, or level of detail, helps to improve the performance of game by reducing the number of polygons in objects that are far away from the camera. When an object is far from the camera, another simplified version is used, so the game engine can draw more elements at the same time. And when you zoom in, a more detailed version of the object is displayed, so the player can enjoy a better visual experience. In Unity, LOD is implemented using a component which defines how many versions of the object are available, from the more detailed to the less detailed version, and which version should be displayed depending on its distance from the camera. My holidays were not just about relaxing and exploring new places, I also had time to think about ways to make my indie game even better. With a fresh mind and some distance from the project, I came up with new ideas and different ways to complete the farming update. Before my holidays, I was very advanced on the farming update that will introduce the hydroponic system. The colonists need to cultivate plants to generate food and oxygen. This system is now fully working, and for sure there will be some more improvements on it. For now, the colony can only grow soybeans, which are not the best for a balanced diet, but it's the first step in developing the gameplay, and there will be other options available in the future. The colonists automatically plant seeds in the hydroponic system, harvest crops, and move the production to different storages, producing soybeans that will later be transformed into food, biomass for energy production, and new seeds to expand the greenhouse and grow more crops. However, the plants have specific requirements of an atmosphere that must contain CO2 and other gases but should not contain too much toxic gases. Additionally, the hydroponic system must be connected to the water network using pipes and will require energy for the grow light. After playtesting the game, I realized that the UI needed to provide more details about the status of the plants, the hydroponic system, and the crafting machines. Some components had been added to give the players more information about what's going on if a machine is stopped and what it requires to make it work again. In every crafting machine and in the hydroponic system, the UI is showing the current status of the machine, if it's producing, or if any setting or item is required. For the crafting machines, the arc furnace and the crafting bench, the player chooses a recipe and the colonist must bring the items required as they are defined in the recipe. If an item is missing, the UI will show that it is waiting for items. The hydroponic system is now fully functional, but there will certainly be more gameplay improvements in the future. Later on, there will be more ways to grow plants, which will include automated planting and harvesting. This will free up the colonists' time to focus on maintaining and expanding the base. In the next steps of development, I will be focusing on the survival gameplay of the colonists. They will need to breathe, eat, and drink in order to survive. Additionally, some random events will be introduced to help the colony grow, or some unexpected events to generate more chaos. Each time you play, it will be a different experience, forcing you to make smart decisions to solve the problems of the colony. I hope you enjoyed this update of the new functionalities in my game. If you have any questions or suggestions, please let me know in the comments. Don't forget to give this video a like and hit the subscribe button to stay informed about all the latest developments. See you next time!